On the planet depends on water, but it's also a limited resource. Some say it's possible water could become scarce in about 2 decades. Now today, the availability of water depends on all of us realizing we have to manage our wetlands, the Earth's natural water infrastructure, which provides a clean source and store of fresh water. Tomorrow, being World Wetlands Day, advocates hope to raise awareness on the value of water. And today, we'll also talk about how water and our wetlands are inextricably linked. Incidentally, did you know that Tumataha Reef is among the Philippines' wetlands? Wow, that's news to me. Joining us today is Amy Lecciones, the Vice President and Executive Officer of the Society for the Conservation of the Philippine Wetlands Incorporated. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning, Paul.
Ma'am, let's talk about, or let's define terms really. What are we talking about when we say the wetlands?
Well, actually, the wetlands is defined very broadly by the Ramsar Convention, which is the international intergovernmental treaty on the conservation of wetlands. Mm-hmm. So, when we say wetlands, we refer to coastal, marine, mm-hmm. freshwater, and even man-made wetlands.
Okay, so
so it's the whole gamut of things.
Yeah,
yes. Everything that has water, practically.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
The interesting thing that we should be pointing out, though, is a huge part of the world, Earth, is made up of water.
Yeah.
It's a huge percentage, really. I think here we go. We've got something like 1.4 billion cubic kilometers, okay?
Yes.
But really, the volume of freshwater resources is about 35 million cubic kilometers, or about 2.5% of the total.
Yes.
And of the 2.5%, only 0.3% of the freshwater resources are in rivers and lakes.
Yes, 70% is locked up in glaciers.
Right, okay.
And 30% groundwater.
And then of that small percentage, an even smaller percentage is actually considered safe
and
potable.
Yes.
So it really is quite a limited resource that we're talking about here.
It's very, very limited.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting though that Tumataha Reef is sort of in the news at the moment. It's interesting that even a place like that is considered part of our
It is a wetland. And it is one of the 5 wetlands of international importance.
Right.
In the Philippines, listed under the Ramsar Convention.
Okay, quite a number of them actually, right here in our own backyard, in Busan Marsh,
Yes.
Gawin, Tumataha Reef a little further out. So many of these areas are considered or designated as wetlands of international importance. So it's really something that we should be mindful and really
Yes.
be taking care of. What exactly are the challenges that we're facing?
In the Philippines or global? Yeah. Actually, the destruction of wetlands, particularly, we have a lot of wetlands are being reclaimed,
right.
And we also experience pollution
mm-hmm.
due to particularly domestic sources,
right.
And a lot of other negative effects that are being impacted on the wetlands.
Okay.
Human activities mostly.
Right, and I think it's really, much of it boils down to a lack of information and a lack of mindfulness really from people.
I agree with you.
They don't know any better.
Yes.
I don't think there are many people who would willingly or consciously pollute, knowing that
Exactly.
really what we put out there comes back to us.
Yeah, and I think the World Wetlands Day theme today is very timely because it focuses on water management,
right.
And saying that in a sense all of us are water managers.
We are.
We should just really leave it to the authorities, but in fact all of us are water managers.
That's a very interesting statement right there. When we say that we are all our own water managers, we're all water
mm-hmm.
managers. Everything that you do really, from as simple as turning off the tap when you brush your teeth or
taking
when you
a shower,
shave, the way you shower, the way you wash your dishes,
exactly.
the way you water your plants. There are many things that you can be doing and being a little more mindful of that really have a big impact on water. Water resource and how we can manage that better.
Yes, and we would like to focus here from the whole cycle of water management, from the time, from the ecosystems portion where you have to take care of the wetlands,
so
up to water storage.
Big picture on the outside, the actual lakes, rivers, and actual quote-unquote wetlands.
Yes, and all the way down to water storage in dams and distribution. Mm-hmm. And of course, water usage in the homes.
Right. On a very sort of permanent, or rather personal level, I should say. What are some of the tips that you can sort of pass on to us? Easy things that people can be doing to be a little more conscious of water conservation at home.
Oh, at home, especially at home. I think the very key to all of this is that you should be more mindful of how you use water in terms of, for example, even just brushing your teeth. You don't keep the tap running, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time. And then also check for leakage, particularly in our bathrooms.
Right.
Always check for leakages.
That little drip out of the faucet that you
drip
think
for
doesn't
1
really,
drum in a whole day.
yeah, that really doesn't amount to much, but at the end of the day, that's actually quite an amount of water.
And also for washing your cars, maybe it's better if you can tap rainwater, or harvest rainwater, so that you can use it for washing your cars or watering your plants.
There's also, I think, a number of devices or gadgets out there where you have water savings in terms of toilet flushing, in terms of shower.
Yes, you have smaller tanks right now that you can use.
There's lots of things that you can be looking into in terms of being a better water manager on a personal level.
Yes.
On a larger scale, though, you guys are marking World Wetlands Day, the 2nd of February. There is a design competition that's actually part of this.
Yeah, actually, but before we talk about that, there are also some kick-off activities that will even start tonight.
Right.
There's already it's called an open mic, some sort of an event at a cafe somewhere in Ross Boulevard where we can kick off. They're going to be reading and singing original poems and songs about wetlands.
Sounds very laid back, yeah.
Yes, and but for the main events, we can't really hold it on February 2 tomorrow because it's a Saturday and most of the participants are students.
Right.
So we're holding one, which is the design competition, and this is called Gawin Natin Pasyalan ng Ilog, Pasig.
There it is. There's the details. You can register all throughout February. There will be a field trip. It's basically, like you said, a design competition. For great minds to sort of put their talents to work here and come up with designs to beautify and to make
to showcase Pasig and make it a destination for tourism, because we feel that if you make Pasig a destination for tourism, then it's going to inspire people to keep it clean.
Super. I think that's really a great way to go. Any other quick points you want to make? We're marking the World Wetlands Day starting tomorrow. Like you said, there's going to be this design competition. We flashed the details on screen. People can look into that. But most of all, be your own water manager at home.
Be your own water manager at home,
Be mindful.
And there's just another thing. We also have this continuing activity on World Wetlands Day. It's called the Wetlands Caravan. And it's going to be on February 9 towards until March, I think. And it's going to be what we call Biyahe Kalikasan, where students from the University of Los Baños College of Human Ecology and from the Clear Youth Network take turns in visiting wetland tourism destinations in this time it's in San Pedro Laguna, Bai, and Los Baños.
Okay, sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us this morning, Ms. Amy Lecciones, the officer for the Society of the Conservation of the Philippine Wetlands Incorporated. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, and may I just add that the World Wetlands Day is also promoting the Ramsar Convention. And the SCPW program of the Ramsar Convention is called the Communication, Education, Public Awareness, Participation and Public Awareness program. And in the Philippines, we are the NGO focal point for that program.
All right, good stuff. Okay, and message really is take care of our water.
Take care of our water and be a good water manager.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, ma'am. Do you have the next great green idea, folks? Do you have any out-of-this-world plan to save the planet? Let us know. Tell us what you're doing to help save the environment. Send in your pictures and thoughts to ancgoinggreen@gmail.com and get a chance to be featured right here where we are going green.